Fellas, do you know when you've met a high valued woman? Do you know the signs? Well, I'm going to tell you if you don't know. The main sign, the main piece of proof that you have met, have come into contact with, have connected with, crossed paths with, shared time and space with a high value woman is when things seem to magically unfold, upgrade, and level up in your life. What's going on, y'all? I'm Timmésha Burgess, and this is Alcheminity, because turning pain into power is sexy. I'm the creator of this here colony, a society of those of us who have taken a very particular deep, dark journeys in our lives, deep, dark shadow journeys within our bodies and our minds to uncover our power and our purposes and our missions and why we came to this planet. For those of you who are subscribed here in our community, thank you. I'm glad to know that what I say, what I share, what I write resonates with you on a deeper level. And for those of you who have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, but maybe by the end of this video, you'll be inclined to do so. So let's get into it. Now, this is my first address to my fellas, right here on Alcheminity. This is the first time that I am addressing men directly when it comes to this topic, when it comes to the majority of the topics that I share here on Alcheminity. My work for a long time has been centered and tailored and targeted for and around women and women's issues and girls. But I felt so inclined to redirect this message to men. Now, let me tell you, before I hit record, I was in the shower and I do oh my God, the best downloads and information come to me when I'm in the shower. And honey, it came to me as clear as day. It said, Timmesha. My spirit said, Timmesha. I said, huh? It said, this is a message that needs to be directly to men and for men. And so I am obedient and I'm going to follow that. So to my fellas, if you're here on Alcheminity, let yourself be known. Say woo woo in the comments or just bark woo 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 woo. Let it be known that you're here. I know I address a lot of my stuff to the ladies, but I promise you, I haven't forgotten about you. And my spiritual guides won't let me forget about you. So here we go. Let's dive in. This is sex with high value women. And to know the signs of when you met a high value woman. Now, there's lots of content and videos and articles and all kinds of stuff out there from relationship coaches and experts and leaders on the topic of relationship and dating. That's not what I'm here to do. This isn't about relationship. This isn't about dating. This isn't even about falling in love or meeting the one. This has nothing to do with that. This is strictly about energy, ancient energy. So let's just get right into it. Let's just break it down. I've got some notes in front of me because I don't want to go off on a tangent. I'm going to do my best to try not to keep this video too long. But sex with high value women, what are the signs, fellas, that you have come into contact with a high value woman? One of the signs is you become much more attractive. You become much more magnetic. We're going to start from the outside and work our way in, okay? We're going to go over three things. And this is number one. You become much more attractive. You ever notice that when you met what your definition of a good woman is, right? You met your definition of a good woman and you know, you've been hanging out for some time, you've been going out to dinner or whatever you want to call it, honey. You've just been hanging out. And all of a sudden, it seems like the floodgates have opened up. All of a sudden, women are drawn to you more than usual. Hell, maybe men are even drawn to you at this point. The birds, the bees, the trees, babies, everything and everybody is drawn to you. But just keeping it on a very simple, basic level, all of a sudden, Exes start reaching back out to you. Hey, how you doing? It's been such a long time. How you been? Exes you haven't heard from in a long time. Women who you know would typically not even give you a second look in public are all of a sudden looking at you, staring you down. You walk past her and she's still trying to keep eye contact with you, going out of her way to make sure she bumps into you or brushes your shoulder, maybe even walking up to you at a bar, offering to buy you a drink. Right? This is when you know you have been blessed by a high value woman. Now, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into high value because there's another level to high value. Okay. But we're going to get to that at the very end. As a matter of fact, let me just write my note. Give me 1 second. There is another level to high value women. Okay. So, yeah, you become much more attractive. You get an attention you typically would not get, or the attention has not only doubled, but tripled, quadrupled from women wherever you go. I remember I was dating this guy some years ago, and very accomplished, also an author himself, wrote about 7 books before his passing. He passed away, was diagnosed with COVID in 2022. And great guy. He was a 33rd degree Mason. And we dated for some time. You know, my family loved him. We all got along. And he was a good guy. He taught me a lot. He opened my mind to a lot of things, as he would as a 33rd degree Mason, right? Anyway, when we met, one of the first things he told me was, man, I was out at the dry cleaners the other day. And he said, I was just looking busted. I just finished washing the car, went up to the dry cleaners to get my clothes. And he said, I was getting attention from women out of nowhere. Women who I wouldn't typically look at me, typically wouldn't look at me, right? And this is something he would share openly with me, and he would share it with me often. And he would say to me, he would look at me and he would say, I know it's because of you. Now, again, he was a 33rd degree Mason, so he was very hip to the knowledge, right? He was very hip to the knowledge of ancient wisdom and energy and power and magnetism and what that meant when there is a feminine or a high value woman in your life. All of a sudden, you become a chick magnet. You are like the honey and the bees are coming. You are like the flower that's bloomed and the bees are coming, honey. They are knocking down your door. Past, present, and future. This is how you know that you have come across a high value woman. Number 2, how you know you've crossed paths with a high value woman. Your health improves, right? All of a sudden you want to eat differently. Maybe you've been working out. You want to up your workout routine. You want to start drinking more water. You were never into fruit detoxes or getting colonics or getting facials or earthing. You know, putting your feet into the earth without any shoes on. You know, some of you fellas, the earth hadn't seen your feet. The sun hadn't seen your feet in millennia. And all of a sudden, honey, you are walking around barefoot, earthing and sun gazing and shit. This is how you know you have crossed paths with a high value woman. Now, we're going to sum all of this up in just a minute, okay? Because again, there are levels to this, all right? And so your health improves, right? Your eating has changed. Your water intake has changed. You're taking vitamins now. You're researching vitamins. You're researching maybe certain symptoms that you've been experiencing in your body that's telling you to drink more water and take these vitamins. And you see the way she's taking care of herself, and you see the improvement in her skin and in her body, and you're like, whatever she's doing, let me get on that bandwagon. You feel motivated, right? But not only that, not only are you taking actionable steps, your health is intrinsically and naturally and organically improving without you really having to take those actionable steps. Those are like tangible, basic things, but your health is just improving overall. Your sleep is better. It is improving. Maybe you suffered from sleep apnea. That shit is subsiding, right? Maybe you snored horribly. That is subsiding. You're waking up with much more energy and vitality to make it throughout your day. You're much more full, feeling much more functional in your body, right? Your health is improving, your sleep is improving, your skin is improving. There's a glow to you now that wasn't there before. Why? Because there's something that's been activated and turned on in you in more ways than one. You are aroused, you are turned on in more ways than one because you have crossed paths with a high value woman. Your health improves naturally. Hmm? And lastly, not the least, but we're just gonna stick to these. Excuse me. We're just gonna stick to these. Let me turn this off because I don't want any distractions. We're gonna stick to these three here. And the last one, which I know you fellas love to hear, we saving the best for last. You went and saved the best for last. Yes, right? Business and career. Your business and your career and opportunities seem to flood in like the windows of heaven have opened up. I'm going to give an example. And I don't know if this is the best example, but this is the best one that's coming up in my mind right now. Tyler Perry's movie, Acrimony. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it, please. If you have seen it, comment in the comment section and let me know, right? Tell me, yes, I've seen it. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's it right there. That's it, right? In Acrimony, the overall plot, he was with this woman. He was with Taraji P. Henson. Taraji P. Henson was in it, and I forget the name of the other two main actors and actress. But he was with Taraji from high school, and he was working on this invention. And I don't want to give the movie away, but I am going to give it away. Spoiler alert, he was working on this invention. And man, he couldn't, his idea was to get it up and running, get it to work so he can sell it. And he had been working on it for years. They had been married, I don't know, 13, 14, 15, 20 years, however long they've been married, because they were together since high school. And no matter what, he could not get that invention off the ground. He couldn't get it to work. He couldn't get it to sell. He couldn't get investors to take a look at it. And maybe he'd get a meeting, but they kind of laugh him out or just whatever. He could not get that off the ground, no matter what. Well, he met another woman. Now, this woman he also went to school with, but he didn't end up with her. He ended up with Taraji, right? And him and Taraji had a very volatile relationship, right? It was up and down, the romance was gone, the thrill was gone away, right? Anyway, so he ran back into this other girl who he had also gone to school with, who she was in a corporate position. She had some connections. And yeah, he was like, yeah, I've been working on this invention, and da da da. And she offered to see it and then offered to get him in front of investors. Well, when he got with her, all of a sudden his invention worked. He was able to figure out the kink that was keeping it from working, and he was able to sell it for millions. He was able to buy and move into his dream home, a penthouse loft in the city, right? And he fell in love and he got with the new woman because it was over between him and Taraji. So I use that as an example because, fellas, who you are with will determine how far you will go in your life. And that movie is just a prime example of what that means and what that looks like. So, yeah, he got with the new woman and his life just evolved because why? She was more of a high value woman, not just because she was in a corporate position, not just because she was, she had a degree or degrees or had an office job. It wasn't that, but it was her energy. It was her je ne sais quoi, whatever you fill in the blank. Even if she wasn't in the position she was in to get him in front of investors, it was who she was on an energetic core level that could not be duplicated or replicated. He could not go as far as he could go with the wrong woman, with the woman whose energy did not vibrate at the level he was trying to get to. And when he aligned with the woman whose energy did vibrate, his life soared. And amazing it did. So anyway, that's just an example I want to give. But When you have connected with a high value woman, okay, when you have shared time, space with a high valued woman, all right, your business will all of a sudden begin to bloom. Even if you're working for somebody, your boss or supervisor is going to be coming to you saying, hey, Joe, John, Mike, Larry, okay? Hey, you're doing such a great job. Do you think that you can do this as well? Can we put you in this role? Can we put this responsibility on you? Oh, and by the way, this is the increase of the promotion we want to offer you as well. What? Hey, can you oversee this team? Can you, by the way, this is the office that comes with overseeing this team. This is the raise that comes with it as well. This is the new title, the new position, the new office that comes with this as well. This is what happens when you cross paths with a high value woman. Things begin to bloom, blossom, and level up in your life. When Jay-Z says, I take her just to compliment the deal, this is that. When you've had sex, intercourse, shared space, time, um, you know, uh, um, um, connection, when you have shared some form of intimacy with a high value woman, everything inside of you and around you evolves for the better. And you're looking around your life, you're like, damn, man. Yeah, man, my business is going good. I got clients. I got more clients than I know what to do with. I just got a promotion at work. I just got a raise. I just got a new title. I just got a new office. Yeah, man, my health looking good. Your friends are looking at you like, dang, man, what's gotten into you? You're looking good, man. You lost some weight or what you doing, man? Your skin glowing, man. You look good, man. You looking good. What you doing, man? What you taking? And you just like, man, hey, just eating well and working out. And the whole time, it's the high value woman in your life that has caused these things to activate in you and around you. And it's not that she's doing it on purpose, because a lot of the time, high value women don't know the true effects, positive effects she has in a man's life. And men, you fellas, y'all don't know it either. But you know when you do know it? When she's no longer around, when she's gone, when the thrill is gone away. That's how you know when she has left the building, because all of a sudden business isn't booming as much as it was. You haven't gotten any new clients. Maybe you've lost some of the clients you did have. Your health has hit a plateau. Maybe it begins to decline a little bit. I mean, you're doing the same workouts, you're eating the same way, but something's changed. Something is off, right? Man, the women were coming out the woodworks. You couldn't go to a golf galaxy. You couldn't go to the gas station. I mean, when the high value woman was in your life, you could go to the gas station in some ripped up shorts you were washing the car with and some flip flops and your granddaddy socks on. And women would be, oh, hi, how you doing? You got a wife? You got a girlfriend? But now you wearing a three-piece suit and women are looking the other way. But that's how you know that it wasn't just you, but an energy that was around you that was a conduit for your power. So let's add even more of a caveat to this. Let's put the cherry on top of this beautiful cake we just built. All right. Imagine the effects on your life, in your life, when you have met a high value woman that is a divine feminine. Woo! Imagine the effects on your life and in your life when you have met a high value woman who's a divine feminine. Now, again, you can go on the internet, you can do your research about what a high value woman is. You can probably do your research about what a divine feminine is. But when you do your research, combine them together and tell me what you get. Baby, you get a super fucking nova. You get God in human form. You get goddess in human form, right? So, what happens when you have a high value woman? What happens when you are intimate with a high value woman? What happens when you are able to enter her? Not only does your health improve, not only does your business improve, not only are you more magnetic and attractive, but you activate a mission and a purpose inside of you that is bigger than what you can see in the moment. Honey, at this point, you are saving lives. You've saved your own life. At this point, you become motherfucking Superman. Because remember, the okay, just going back down to the basic, a female, just the base, that's the female at the bottom, is a female, right? You're the female, then you have the woman, you have woman of substance. Like I said, there's levels to this. Then you have a high value woman of substance, and you have a divine feminine, right? But a feminine's role in a masculine's life or in existence is to multiply things, right? You give a woman sperm, she multiplies it and makes a baby, makes another human or several other humans, right? You've heard the saying before. You give her food, you give her groceries, she makes a meal. You know, you give her a house, she makes a home. It's that sort of thing, right? And a lot of men know this, a lot of fellas, I know you already know this, but imagine when you have a high value woman, a divine feminine, what happens in your life, what happens in your finances, what happens in your body, what happens in your mind. This is a whole nother ball game we're talking about here. But I want to add something that I think a lot of guys that you miss. Like when remember I said, you know, you don't really know this and you don't really know that this is happening in your life. You think it's everything that you're doing. You think it's your effort. You think it's your degrees. You think it's your experience that's getting you, you know, the success. All of a sudden your business is going well and you're getting more clients and your health as well. You think it's all you. And you only know that it wasn't all you once this feminine, this energy leaves your life, right? I noticed that once this starts to happen, once the floodgates open up because you've met a high value divine feminine, okay, you let it go to your head, fellas, right? You let it go to your head and you start to think, oh, my shit don't stink. I'm the man, right? You start to think it's all you and you begin to take full credit for everything that's happening in your life. And you forget to pause and thank the universe or God or whatever you believe in, okay? I'm not a very religious person, but I do understand that concept. I came from that place, right? But you forget to stop and pause and take inventory of your life, of where you were before you met this woman and where you are now. And then looking out at the trajectory of where it looks like your life is going with this feminine in your life. Wow, man, I remember I was here when I met her. Now my life is here. I remember I was only earning this much, but when I met her, now I'm earning this much. I remember I was here in my health, but now that I've met her, man, I'm sun gazing and earthing, and my skin is better, and I have more vitality and energy, and I'm happy. I'm actually happy and smiling and laughing at shit again. I'm not all serious again. I'm not all, you know. Um, there's even a softness to you. Of course, you're still in your masculine energy. Maybe you're alpha, maybe you're sigma. That's great. Love it all. But you notice a shift in you and the people around you, your friends, your family, your coworkers, your colleagues, your clients, they all notice the shift in you too. But a lot of the times, this you get lost in the sauce, so to speak, and you think that it's all you until the energy of the feminine leaves your life because you haven't stopped or paused to give credit to the fact that her presence in your life has shifted something, has activated something for you and in you. And the only thing that you need to do is show your appreciation, right? There's this story, and I'm going to end it here. There's this story, old folklore, and it's a story of the goddess Oshun, which is the goddess of water. Okay. You've probably seen pictures of this goddess. Maybe she's always wearing yellow. Maybe she's pregnant in the picture, which represents the fact that she's bountiful, that she can give life, right? Anyway, the story goes that it was the goddess Oshun and other gods on the earth. She was the female, and then there were like several other gods who were male. And they were like, I mean, I can, these other gods were responsible for other elements in the earth, like, the animals and, the fruit and other god, they were saying, hey, we make all of these things, so we don't need the goddess here. We don't need, we don't need that. We got everything under control. And the goddess Oshun says, okay, you don't need me, then I'll go. I'll leave. So she leaves Earth and she goes and relaxes on the moon. And she's on the moon and she's just eating grapes and fanning herself and swimming and singing. And they notice that when Oshun leaves, now remember, Oshun is the goddess of water. And so they realize that when she leaves, everything begins to die on the planet. They can't grow. The god of food, of fruit, couldn't grow any fruit. The god of animals, who could multiply animals and make cow and whatever, he couldn't feed the animals, right? They couldn't grow anything. They couldn't feed anything. They couldn't nourish anything, because the thing that gave life, which was water, the goddess of water, because you need water to grow things, you need water to feed your animals, right? She was gone. And so there was no life force to give life to things for them to grow. So everything began to die. The animals, the plant life, the flora and the fauna all began to die. And so they realized, oh gosh, we need her. We need Oshun. Y'all need to go. We need to go back and beg for her return. And so all the gods went up to the moon and they begged and they begged and they pleaded. And she says, no, I thought you didn't need me. And they begged one by one. They begged, and together they begged and they begged. And finally they were able to convince her to come back. And when she did, all the plant life began to grow. All the animals were able to get their water and come back to life again. Everything began to grow and flourish again. There was harvest again. So what I'm saying, fellas, is, and let me just add this in there too. Not every woman is a high value woman, which I know you know. Just because she's got a vagina, and maybe it's good vagina, doesn't mean she's a high value woman. It just means she's good in bed. Just means it was a good time. Okay. We're talking about high value, divine, feminine energy that has its way through a being in your life. And the main sign, the number one golden proof that a woman is of high value and divine feminine in your life, it's not just things that's happening in your life, but you know a true divine feminine, a true high value woman, because she has done and continues to do the inner dark shadow work in herself. Okay. She's been through a lot and she's healed from those things. She's not bitter from things. She's a healer. Not only has she healed, but she's also a healer. And I don't mean those fake spiritualists out there just walking around with a whole bunch of crystals and lighting incense. Okay. Just because she can wear crystals and light incense doesn't make her a divine feminine either. You know the truth by the way it feels, because energy cannot lie. You see, the truth, it needs no proof. Either it is or it isn't. And you know the truth by the way it feels. That's India Ari. I didn't write that, right? You know the truth by the way it feels. I don't care what she's wearing. I don't care she can be rocking a head wrap and putting incense in her mouth like Erykah Badu. That doesn't make her divine feminine. You know it by what's happening in your life, what's happening in your body, what's happening in your energy. You know it by the work that you continue to see that she does on and in herself. You know her by the type of fruit she bears. You know her by the way she treats other people. You know her by the way she even looks at other people. You can tell when somebody is a fake nice. They cut their eyes at people, look at other women up and down. There's some sort of competitive energy about her, right? There's a difference between competition and confidence. Completely different. But trust your intuition on that, fellas, okay? Be very discerning. But this is what happens when you are connected to a high value woman, whether you share space with her, whether you've been intimate with her. And intimacy can exist not just through penetration, not just through sex, but intimacy can exist through touch, through gazing in the eyes, through holding, through kissing, through smelling, through biting, through so many other yummy things, right? So even if you actually haven't had penetrative sex, sex exists in many different forms. And so the fact that you were able to share space and time with a high value woman who, caveat on top, may also just be a divine feminine, this is what happens in your life. Hope this resonates with you all. I know and believe that it will, that it does whenever you see this. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you subscribe here to Alcheminity, because turning pain into power is sexy. And make sure you comment. I love to hear from y'all. I love to speak to you. I do reply back to most of the comments. I reply back to comments that speak to me the most. So please comment in the comment section, and also get your copy of Activate, Unorthodox Philosophies that Explore Anxiety, Depression, and Suicidal Thoughts as Symptoms of Suppressed Superpower. You can get your copy on Amazon in paperback or ebook, or you can get a copy directly from me and I can sign it and inscribe it for you and send it to you. And you can get your copy from me on my website at TimmeshaBurgess.com. Also, y'all, please don't forget to donate to the channel. Give me your super thanks, your Cash App, your Zelle. I appreciate all that stuff. Now, I appreciate the jingle, but I love it when it folds. So, that just kind of helps me continue to bring these messages out and do some other things around branding and marketing the messages and philosophies that I share here on Alcheminity. If you like this, if you enjoyed this and you want to dive deeper and go even further, then book me, okay? Reach out to me at TimmeshaBurgess@gmail.com. I am available for speaking events, for conferences, for seminars, for online webinars, panel discussions. You let me know and we can discuss it, and I will be there so we can dive deeper, because there's so much more to this and I just can't give it all to you in one swoop. So anyway, I'll speak with y'all next time here on Alcheminity. Ciao for now.